We're inside of Amplify. All right.
And this is a feature on music, causes, events, or personalities with messages and platforms worth strengthening. And this week, Ready My G Bridge Nation, we're going to amp up Sygnus and the Kiwanis Club and their initiative at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. And of course, we'll be joined by Anadine Nemhard, who is the head of people, talent, and culture at Sygnus. And just some background info for you, Bridge Nation. Members of the alternative investments firm Sygnus partnered with the Kiwanis Club of CyberConnect Jamaica to extend a helping hand at the Bustamante Hospital for Children and donating $100,000 in kind to the hospital. And the firm was actually able, Roddy My G, and this is the best part for me, to put a smile on the faces of many children and staff at the hospital. So it's a joy, Roddy My G, to welcome Miss Nemhard to the show. Miss Nemhard, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Anadine is fine.
Anadine, welcome, Anadine.
Hi, Roddy G. How are you doing?
I am
See
doing
you again.
likewise. Also, awesome seeing you again. So, Anadine, Bustamante Children's Hospital. First of all, what was the we have to start at the beginning. You've always been looking to work with some people who are championing causes. We've had the reading and reasoning camp initiative,
Yeah.
and now I'm reading about you partnering with the Kiwanis Club CyberConnect Jamaica to touch the hearts and faces with smiles at Bustamante Children's Hospital. How your organizations are giving?
Well, to whom much is given, much is expected, and we've been very blessed this year in the finance space. So we definitely would like to give back to our community. And Bustamante Children's Hospital, we couldn't have chosen a better benefactor for this initiative. When the Kiwanis Club of CyberConnect reached out to us in regards to partnership, it was a no-brainer. Their initiative was aligned with us in terms of making a positive impact in the communities that we serve, and to be able to participate and to provide gifts, smiles, and joys to children, especially children that are have illnesses. It was definitely a mutually beneficial partnership.
Now, Anadine, speaking of making that impact, what was the overall experience like? And what were some of the items donated? And did you actually believe, could you feel the impact as you guys were, giving, this type of support?
Definitely. So, well, people in the finance space know that the end of year is actually our busiest time of year where we're trying to close deals. If you guys are aware, we actually had a lot of deals that were out in the market. So, for us to even get team members to actually volunteer to help, it was definitely good. We even formed like a little elf team where persons assisted us with actually purchasing, going to the different stores and purchasing the items, as well as we were also able to wrap the gifts individually. So persons stayed back. We were at the office, until about 9:30. Putting the gifts together, wrapping them, labeling them, and it was just everybody. It was just so meaningful. A lot of the times with Christmas, especially now, you tend to, especially as an adult, you get a little caught up in, I guess, the shopping or whatever. But it was a very good initiative for our team to participate in. Persons were able to not just buy a gift for themselves or their family, but actually to give back to the less fortunate. And when we went to the hospital and we saw just the condition, I mean, we even had issues getting parking when we went there, to show you how many children were actually at the hospital, waiting, in beds and so on. And, it really was really just a touching moment during the holiday season to really be able to not just give a cash donation, but to actually, give a tangible item that would definitely bring joy to persons, to children.
Yeah.
In terms of the items that we donated, we're very big on education, so we try to find edutainment toys, the toys that were entertaining but also had an education aspect. We bought reading books, trucks, Barbie dolls, actual like board games, football. We bought a tons of stuff. When we
Nice.
went when we went to Azan's and we were pushing the trolleys, first it was like, well, what I hope something is in the trolley for us. So, it was good. It was just overall just a very good experience. And, in speaking with the CEO at the Bustamante Hospital, we're definitely trying to see if in the future we can continue the partnership, not just with toys, but how we can otherwise support the hospital in their initiative to provide
Nice.
service.
Nice. Now, with all that you've shared just now, there is a huge factor that I didn't hear you highlight specifically. Yes, you gave off your time in gift wrapping, but you know what a key part of it was?
What's
Just being there physically,
Mm-hmm.
just being in the space. So it even bigger than the gifts that you might have handed out would have been you taking the time, you and your teammates taking the time to be present in the space to just help to extend those smiles. And I want to applaud you
Yeah, man.
for actually being present and not just presenting gifts and sending them off for somebody to deliver them.
Mhm.
And you touched on a point that going forward, this is something that you'd be looking to further with the hospital. You guys seem to be keen on developing our youth. You've two initiatives so far that you've touched and you've reached out to our young people. Why is it so important for you to focus on this group of society?
Um, so in terms of our CSR activities, we tend to support causes as it relates to education, literacy, financial literacy, as well as illnesses. So we are also a big sponsor for the Breast Cancer Society. We support that annually every year. And we also have a partnership with the St. Patrick's drive. So there are a lot of initiatives that we tend to gravitate towards, initiatives that are along the lines of literacy, financial literacy, education, as well as just giving back to support various causes. So we definitely were very deliberate in the causes that we chose to support this year.
Nice.
And then my question is, in terms of when you guys are going out on these initiatives, I mean, as Roddy rightfully said, and you also highlighted it definitely could have been trickier getting persons to be there in person to help you guys, with the volunteerism. Is it a case where when it comes to working with Sygnus, do you guys ask for volunteers from the public? Can the public get involved with your activities as well in terms of volunteering?
So for 2023, what we did was we actually provided sponsorship to other entities. So we partnered with the Reading and Reason Initiative
Right.
that was with Joel Nordicom, as well as we partnered with the Kiwanis Club, the Kiwanis Cyber Connect Club as it relates to that. It might be something that we can definitely look to doing in terms of partnering with the public in the future. The Sygnus team is actually a small team. We're
Yeah.
actually about 50 in Jamaica. So we
Oh.
are a small team with very big goals, whether in the financial market as well as it relates to CSR. And we had quite a few persons. I think we had about 10 or 12 volunteers that helped with like the packing and the shopping,
Right.
as well as we had about 8 persons that physically came to the hospital with us.
Nice.
And as I said, it was a lot of persons, I mean, including myself, I had to actually come in earlier or stay back in order to be able to support the initiative. And it was just a no-brainer for everybody. Once they heard that we're going to Bustamante, everybody was like, we are ready to go. I mean, there are persons that are working with us that actually were born at Bustamante. So there's
Wow.
also that kind of nostalgia as well. So it was just a full circle moment. And, even just thinking about it, it really reminds me of the true spirit of Christmas, for
Nice.
sure.
You can't help but also take care of some business because we want to make sure so you make some money, and so that you can, donate even a bigger
Yeah.
portion come next year. So you spoke about financial literacy. Do you conduct or how do you get people involved, energized about financial literacy and taking the steps to do business with Sygnus?
So, as you know, in terms of Sygnus, we are actually one of the largest alternative investment firm in the Caribbean with footprints across different countries, including Jamaica, St. Lucia, Puerto Rico, Bahamas. We're in a number of spaces. And what our aim is to really provide financial support as it relates to governments, large entities, so that they're able to grow even bigger and better, especially now for a lot of companies, since coming out of COVID, they're currently in recovery mode to kind of build back. So we provide the financial backing to assist entrepreneurs, governments, etc., to be able to realize their financial dreams. As it relates to financial literacy, one of the initiatives that we also partner with is we definitely support the UE team. We have actually provided, we've actually sat on panels with them, as well as we also visited clubs and societies there to kind of educate them on alternative investment. It's still not a lot of persons know what it is, especially for the younger persons, but it is the way of the future in the financial sector. So we want to ensure that, college students, high school students that are coming up, we are educating them of the future in finance, which is alternative investments.
All right, amazing.
I love that. Of course, Anadine, with all that being said, you don't know the Bridge Nation excited right now. So, are there is there a website, any social media pages, or Bridge Nation members can tap into in terms of, connecting to Sygnus?
Of course, you can find us on Instagram at Sygnus Group. You can also find us on LinkedIn, as well as we have a very sleek website, We Got Marketing, that has all of our current. So we have two companies that are currently trading on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So you can find all our information as relates to the annual report, etc. You can follow our social media pages to see any deals that we currently have opening that you can participate in on the open market, as well as just in general, we are very social on social media. So you're able to actually interact with the different things and initiatives that we're currently doing. And you can also see on the social media pages the different initiatives that we would have also supported throughout 2023 and previously as well.
Wonderful. Anadine, always a pleasure talking to you. Next time you need for the another studio, third time is the charm. So make sure say you're physically.
Yeah, you invited me. Yeah, you have invited me.
It is
getting a Zoom link.
It's official. Next time in studio. Have yourself a wonderful day and all the best for the 2024. Talk to you next time.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate your support. And, definitely we will have more CSR activities in 2024 and want to wish you and the Bridge Nation team all the best for the new year.
Thank you so much.
Big up, Anadine. Big up. All right, Bridge Nation, that's Anadine Nemard, head of people, talent, and culture at Sygnus. And we are big up Sygnus and Kiwanis. And it's all about the initiative at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Giving back, Roddy, my G.
That is it. Yes, I.